Hello, make sure, sorry. Hello world, and welcome back to Final Fantasy X. In the last episode, we just won the Blitzball tournament. We did have to use the save editor, but we also got a strength sphere for winning. And we are actually immediately after that game. And we're about to do some stuff. Yep, there was an absolutely good reason. Well, there was a reason there was a save point after the tournament. Not just in case you won and don't have to go through it again, but because someone let fiends into Luca and into the sphere pool. Now, it's going to be a continuous wave of like several battles one after another, and they're going to be continuous. So what I personally like to do here is have Titus use Cheer, and he'll use that 5 times while Waka dishes out the damage. And now that it's Walker's turn, we can use an overdrive. It'll probably end this particular battle quickly. You know what? Yeah, let's use an overdrive and see if we can get some overkills and actually get these guys in one shot, showing how element reels is actually supposed to be done. So, here we go. Ah, I messed up. You know what? Let's just go for blue. Now, if I chose lightning, it would be a lightning effect. But because I chose blue, it's a water effect. Still gets the overkill, but that's basically how it's done. It wraps the ball in whatever element you choose, and launches a ball at all targets on the field. So, element reels is really nice, especially if the enemies are weak against any particular element. And like I said, Titus is going to keep using Cheer to boost everyone up. So that would be Cheer number 2, and he gets a number 3. So we just have to stack it up 2 more times. And dodge. Did not dodge, but not bad. Okay. So now we don't have Sensor. I wonder if Waka had... No, but he has Poison Touch, which is nice. I sold all the other weapons because we didn't need them. I am going to use... No, I'm not going to. I'll wait till, like, after. Alright, so Waka is going to go and... He's just going to go ahead and attack. Immune, didn't get the overkill, but it did one-shot him. Cheer again. All we need is one more Cheer, and we can finally start going all out. So we will use Cheer again. And that should be 5. My math might be wrong on that, but oh well. Waka will attack. We'll turn on Supercharge for Titus. Again, not an overkill, but it is a one-shot hit. Or one-hit shot. You know what I mean. Oh, Titus is already... I am stupid. Oh, well. We'll turn that back off. We will use Slice and Dice now that he's fully cheered. Did not get the great. Great! There we go. And the timer was not in yellow, so we should be dealing pretty decent damage. Overkill. Overkill. He didn't go after the 3rd one, so I'm a bit angry about that. Yeah, why not? We'll just do this. But yeah, as you saw, that extra one came in almost out of nowhere. So we'll just... The only thing we can do is keep attacking, and Titus gets the overkill. Nice. Okay, so we'll leave it to Titus to keep doing attacks then. Just forget Waka. Not much we can actually do here, so we'll just go in and kill whoever we can. Now, like I said, because Titus can now do overkills, but hasn't been because he was busy cheering, there's not a whole lot we can do to get more overkill, so we'll take what we can get. At least we can get overkill, so that's something. Alright, we will attack again. Now, it did heal Titus, but at least we got the overdrive up. So we will do Slice and Dice. Great, nice try. Or, nice first try. If he attacks them all, he does not. I have no idea why. The only downside to Slice and Dice is, while it can attack all enemies, like, all enemies on the field, it does not attack them all the time. And that's the real shame. The only thing we can do is just keep going. I'm not going to keep abusing Supercharge. I realize that's kind of a dick move at this point, so we'll just keep going. We'll get overkills when we can and not worry about it too much. And that's all there is to it for that battle, but we're not quite done yet. Now, as you see, they don't give us much experience, they don't give us much gil. They gave us a lot of power spheres, which we kind of sort of needed, but not really, but we'll take it.
What's happening?
My glob Auron is just so... I apologize for not being family friendly, but so badass, and I love him. And I don't think this will get an overkill. The original game did. This one probably won't. But he does take an enemy down in one hit. And his weapon is especially special for reasons we'll get into soon enough.
Sir Auron!
So, you do know him?
Yeah, best guardian there ever was.
And here we are with not quite a boss battle. We've seen this guy before. He's nothing special. Now, this does not continue from the last round of fights that we just did, so we will just spam cheer, get everyone's attack and defense up, and we will have to use Wakka's dark attack for this fight. Well, we don't have to, but it makes it easier. And he might also get poison on him if Poison Touch comes into effect. Now, with Auron, what makes him special is, 1, he has a high attack, 2, pretty decent defense, 3, he has a piercing weapon which ignores armored, status, basically. And 4, he has abilities called Power Break, and later on he learns Magic Break, Armor Break, and Mental Break, as well as Full Break, which come in handy. We're not going to use Power Break here because it doesn't really require it, but we will have Auron just going for the attack. Now, the downside to Auron is he is unfortunately slow, which is where haste will come in. But we won't really need it for this battle. Future battles, we definitely will. And that Sonic Boom is the reason why we want to make sure blind status is on this Garuda, and why we need Shira. It doesn't really do that much damage. In fact, this boss doesn't deal... well, doesn't deal that much damage, really. But it's just good to have to boost up your defenses and make sure this guy does not get an attack in. And he still has blind on him, so we'll just keep going. I put on Supercharge for Titus, just for reasons. I don't think this is going to kill him, but we'll try Spiral Cut and see what happens. We got a great, so it should deal pretty decent damage. And it did an overkill. Alright. Now, none of their weapons have sensors, so you don't really know what the Garuda's HP will be at. I just kind of had a feeling and went with it. But we got the overkill, we got 3 power spheres, we got a bright ring. I'm not too up and up on the enemy stats or anything, so I'm not exactly sure what enemies will give us something good and what enemies won't. But it's, like I said in a previous video, which I actually forgot to link to something, but anyway. In a previous video, I mentioned that everything I know about this game is from my personal experience, and everything I know about the international/HD version is from another YouTuber's playthrough that I watched. So I don't really remember what's what and what isn't, so I'm just trying to get an overkill on what I vaguely remember is important and what isn't. But anyway.
Hey, give me a break!
Now, talk about badass beings. Anima is an exceptionally powerful Aeon, and I'm just gonna say it, spoilers, we will be getting Anima eventually. Not right away, it's gonna take some time, but my god, is he gonna be part of our team. Or rather, she. We'll see. I never know if the Faith translate Aeons into their exact genders, or if the Aeon itself is a completely different entity altogether with their own identity, gender, and you know. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and save it real quick. It's too soon to cut it short, especially after the last save, so we'll keep going. Oh, we also won that trophy.
You really leaving, Captain? Shouldn't you heal up first? Yuna needs me with her now. I can't be lying around in some bed. Yeah, but... Come on, look sharp. The Blitz season just started. Don't make those faces, yeah? Well, see ya, boys. You be good. Captain. I can't hear you. Captain!
Are you sure?
Never liked long goodbyes anyway. Sorry for making you wait, Yuna. I had some promises to keep, yeah? From now on, I'm your full-time guardian.
Then welcome back, Sir Waka. Good to have you with us.
Hey. It's good to be back, yeah? So, any news on what happened?
Not really.
We don't know where the fiends came from. Maester Micah is safe and sound, thanks to Maester Seymour. That's about it.
Maester Seymour's Aeon. It was so powerful.
It was huge!
Hey, you! Don't just stand there! All of this is your fault! Getting swallowed by sin, ending up here in Spira, not being able to go back to Xanarkand, everything! I'm telling you, it's all your fault! Who are you anyway? You knew my old man, didn't you?
Yeah,
And you also knew Yuna's father?
that's correct.
Hey man, there's no way. That's just impossible.
Nothing impossible about it. Jecht, Braska, and I... Together we defeated Sin 10 years ago. Then I went to Xanarkand, where I watched over you. So that one day, I could bring you to Spira.
Why did it have to be me?
Jecht asked me to.
Is he alive?
It depends on what you mean by alive. He is no longer human. But then, I felt something of Jecht there in that shell, couldn't you? You must have felt him when you came in contact with Sin.
It can't be.
It is. Sin is Jecht.
No, that's ridiculous! No way! I don't believe you!
But it is the truth. You'll see for yourself. Come with me.
If I say no,
Every story must have an ending.
I don't care about your stories!
I see. Sorry you feel that way. Fine then. Come or don't come, it's your decision.
Ah! What am I supposed to say? You tell me it's my decision. But I don't have a choice, do I? You're the only one who can tell me what's going on anyways. I have to go with you, I have to!
Irritating, I know. Or are you afraid? It's all right.
Auron. Will I ever go home? Back to Xanarkand?
That's up to Jecht. I'm going to offer my services to Yuna. Come.
Wow. So a lot of stuff was just kind of revealed to us. And by a lot, I mean really just one major thing that was like dropped really hard into our laps. Now I gotta say, a lot of complaints people had about Titus is he's so whiny and everything, with his high-pitched voice, complaining all the time, and so on and so forth. Honestly, in this scene, I have to strongly disagree, just for this scene alone, because Titus is not like the typical Final Fantasy main character. If you play the others, think of Cloud, Squall, Zidane, any other Final Fantasy character. When stuff like this happens, they accept it, no questions asked. They know they have to go on this journey to do this thing, whether or not they agree with it. And it all just kind of unravels from there. That's basically Titus up until this point where he's starting to finally realize how all the pieces fit together. And he's not okay with it. He's asking to go home. He wants to go home. He doesn't want to believe in any of this. He doesn't want to do any of this. He just wants to go home. And I think that's a way that, like, any human would behave. There's so much stuff going on, bigger than anything Titus himself can really comprehend. And he wants to go back home and be done with it all. He doesn't want to keep going with this. Why should he? This isn't his world. This isn't his journey. None of this belongs to him except for Blitzball. And even then, he's a famous blitzer back in Zanarkand, not in Spirit. Nobody knows who he is. Nothing of this world is his. So of course he would want to go back home. And that's why I think Titus is a strong character, or at least is a more relatable character. If you were in his shoes... Actually, no, I'm not going to go with that thought, because I'm sure everyone would want this, but... I don't know. And, like, in my frame of mind, if I were in Titus's shoes, and I was at this point in my life, after being told all of this revealing information, yeah, I'd want to go home too. I want to pretend none of this is happening. It's all a dream, and that when I wake up, it'll all be back to normal. I'll be back in Zanarkand, in my bed, getting ready for the next Blitzball game. This is kind of Titus freaking out. So I say, if people think he's being very whiny and very obnoxious with his whining, it kind of can't be helped given the circumstances. And I honestly don't blame Titus. He does grow to be better about it, and he does accept his fate in this new world, but still, like, how else are you supposed to act, or rather react, especially when he's the first Final Fantasy character? Well, don't quote me on this, but when he is the first Final Fantasy character that I am aware of, as of right now, at the time of this recording, who doesn't accept any of this, who wants things to go back to normal, and does not want to go on this journey. He doesn't want his story to be told. But again, that's just my opinion, that's just how I feel, and I apologize for going on that mini rant. It just really bugs me. Like, yes, Titus is a whiny character, but can you honestly blame him for being one? That's just my opinion, my thoughts. But anyway, after that, we leave dock number 5, and we come north... I'm sorry. Pardon me. We go south to follow Auron through this hallway. And we end up here where we can save it again. And I'm going to. If you come over here, they do have some shops open where they have some potions, Phoenix Downs. I'm going to go ahead and buy a stack of 20 Phoenix Downs. A stack of 10 antidotes. Actually, I'm just going to round it all off to 20. Now, I did say I'm not going to go ahead and abuse the nearly infinite amount of money that I have, and I'm not going to. But I didn't use any items. I'm going to be needing some later on, and honestly, that by this point, well, maybe not by this point after the previous shopping I did at Owaka, but at this point, if I didn't do any of that, and I normally don't, I would honestly feel I'd have that much money to invest on 10 of everything, just about. Now, if you come over to this guy on the far left, he will sell equipment. However, as you can tell, it's nothing too great. And it's nothing we need. If you talk to the girl in the middle, she says they're still investigating how the fiends got in, but if you come here personally and talk to her, you can start some Blitzball games and get those going if you want to. The only reason why you'd want to play Blitzball, I might have said this in a previous video, it's so you can get Wakka's overdrives as well as his sigil and a few other things. I already showed off how Blitzball works, so I'm not entirely sure if I want to go through that again. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I feel like I'm out of breath. The only thing we can do now is just go right up here And
You think he's
cutscene.
gonna stay here?
Sir Auron knows him, apparently. You were right. He did meet someone he knew.
Do you think he'll find a way back to Xanarkand?
In any case, I'll miss having him around.
He's still in town, isn't he? I think I'll go see him. Oh,
Whoa.
Sir Auron!
Yuna,
Sir,
I wish to become your guardian. Do you accept?
You're serious?
You refuse?
no. We accept, right everyone?
Of course. No problem at all.
But why?
I promised Braska.
You promised? My father? Thank you, Sir Auron. You're welcome to join us.
And he comes too.
Hi, guys. Howdy.
This one I promised checked.
Is Sir Jecht alive?
Can't say. Haven't seen him in 10 years.
I see.
You'll meet eventually.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
What's our itinerary? Where are we headed?
Hey, come with me.
I just gotta say, I love how Auron technically didn't lie to Yuna. Yeah, Auron has seen Sin in fairly recent years. Like, honestly, I don't know how much time passed between the beginning of the game and now. So, the point is, he saw Sin recently, but he hasn't seen the human known as Jecht in 10 years. So he isn't lying there, and I actually kind of like that. Anyway, you can talk to the other Guardians. They'll tell you basically where they're heading and stuff like that. But you're going to come down here for the infamous laughing scene. And I gotta say, it is just as cringeworthy as people make it out to be. I'll be honest. So, here we go. May as well be its own boss battle.
Hey, watch.
Hey, you got pretty good.
You sound sad.
Yeah, maybe.
Want to scream?
I really don't think that's gonna help this time.
You know what?
Hmm?
It's embarrassing to say this myself, but summoners and their guardians are kind of like Spira's ray of light. A lot of people in Spira depend on us. I learned to practice smiling when I'm feeling sad, you know. I know it's hard.
Yeah. I understand. I think.
Right. Now let's see what you can do.
Huh?
Come on.
Ah. This is weird.
Next, try laughing out loud.
What?
Come on, show me. probably shouldn't laugh anymore.
Ah ha 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 ha! Ah ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha!
Too funny.
It was your idea.
Thank you.
Huh?
I want my journey to be full of laughter.
Okay.
If we should get separated, just whistle. I'll come running. I promise.
Well, let's go. What are you looking at?
We were just worried you guys might have gone crazy.
Sorry. Well then, all right. Now, we will go to the temple at Jose. And Guardians, don't forget to smile.
And here we are on the Jose Highway. Along the road, you can talk to some NPCs that are traveling it, and they can give you stuff like high potions and other stuff like that. For the moment, we'll come up here and... Oh, I missed that part. This tells you about the Blitzball scout system. Basically, pressing X or square will bring up their a Blitzball player's stats, like we saw earlier in Kilika. The difference now is that we can actually hire Blitzball players to join our team. I'm not going to be doing that, but I will try to show off where I think a Blitzer might be, and give you a general idea of where they are, how to find them, and whether or not I think you should recruit them based on my previous experiences. Oh, excuse me. Now there are guides online that'll tell you what the best players are to hire and whatnot, but you know, if you're watching this and need a quick opinion, it'll be here. Anyway, what the first menu said that I accidentally skipped over was you can either save your progress or you can play Blitzball. You can do one or the other. And if you play Blitzball, it'll bring up the menu, show you what you can do, like tournament, league, and stuff like that. It's basically the same menu that pops up if you talk to the receptionist back in Luca. So it's nothing too extravagant, it won't really do much for you. You can honestly play Blitzball from anywhere, so... At this point anyway, you can play it from anywhere. So the receptionist in this game is pretty useless. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and save it. I don't recall if anything actually happened, but... You know what, we'll keep going just a little bit longer. If nothing else, we'll get some more story out of the way. Okay, now you want to talk to this guy because... Hunter Spear for Kimahri. I cannot speak today. Pardon me. I cannot do anything today. Pardon me, seriously. Okay, so if we go to Kimahri and check out the Hunter Spear, it's actually not bad. And it's around this time where his Thunder Spear is not needed, so we'll switch it out. We can also equip Kimahri with his red armlet, the Destruction Sphere's treasure from the Kilika Temple. It has Fire, Ice, and Lightning Ward, and what that basically does is reduces those elements, like damage to Kimahri, by half, I believe. So it's pretty good. It doesn't have water like his blue armlet has, but in this particular area, we don't need to worry about water. I'm just gonna check everyone else, but I think we're all not great, but we're okay. Nothing there. Yeah, like it shows for Auron's katana, he has piercing damage, which, what it does is it pierces through and ignores an enemy with armored status on it. And in fact, the tutorial fight for armored enemies will come up in just a second. Otherwise, I think we are okay. Another thing I did with the save editor, unfortunately, is basically set it up so they have a new overdrive mode from Stoic to Comrade. Depending on, well, almost all of them anyway. Depending on what they're set up as, their overdrive gauge will charge faster, or charge slower, or charge depending on the situation. They start off with Stoic overdrive modes, which lets them which lets them charge their overdrive whenever they take damage. But that's just for Stoic. Later on, under certain circumstances, they'll learn other modes. The other one that I forced them to learn is Comrade, in which case the overdrive gauge will charge when allies take damage. And I think that the amount that's recharged is basically relative to the damage that the allies will take. So, not right now, I don't think, but at some point in the future, there's going to be some boss fights where they will straight up kill an ally of yours, and when that happens, the overdrive gauge will charge completely, like, fully. So that's pretty good to have early on. And I'm only setting it up for that for now, because it'll be useful later on, and I don't really know, well, I know how to do it, it's just a pain to get it there, and there's other stuff I want to do, so I mostly just wanted to get it out of the way for now. But anyway, I just gotta take a quick pause break, and we will be right back in just a second. Okay, we are back, and I apologize for that, and for the new, well, not new, but just for opening the menu here. It's because sometimes when I take a pause break, the screen goes to my desktop, and when that happens, the characters move on their own, which results in us being up here. So I had to bring up the menu as fast as I could, but we'll talk to Mi'ihen, that guy in the green robes, in a second. The first thing you want to do is, after talking to those two guys that we talked to just a second ago, if you come over here... Never mind. Again, that's me mixing Final Fantasy 1 up with Final Fantasy X-2. You know what? We'll go ahead and save it here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and save it here. I apologize, I just looked at the time and we're kind of cutting it close, so we'll save, and thank you everybody for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I apologize if nothing's really happening yet. It's kind of, we're getting to a point where stuff will start to happen, slowly but surely, but we'll get there. And I hope you guys are enjoying the story nonetheless. And with that, we will see you in the next video. Bye, world!